Hi guys, welcome back to Movie Chat and More. And if you're first time, welcome. This is an unscheduled event, stream, program, show, whatever you want to call it. And if you're watching after the fact, I still appreciate it. Thank you. Nobody in the room yet. Hopefully that will change and we can chat Halloween. Conspiracy Trifecta. Hey to you, buddy. Thank you for joining. I can always rely on you. Thank you. Friday the 13th, David Harvey. David Harvey's in the room. Thumbs up to you, pal. David Harvey, thank you for joining the chat. And Friday the 13th, if you want to chat Friday the 13th, Freddy, whatever. Conspiracy, I was wondering if you were going live today. Very impromptu, my friend, very impromptu. Yeah, very impromptu. In the UK, it's 11 p.m. And yeah, so it's just a very impromptu chat. If you want to talk about horror, that's great. If you want to talk about movies, any other movies, that's great. Entertainment, let's stay away from politics. Yeah, thank you for joining the room. So far we have Conspiracy, David Harvey. Thank you very much for joining the chat. I haven't seen you here before, David, in a live chat. I don't think I have. Unless I'm brain farting, I don't think I've seen you here, David, in a live chat. But you are more than welcome. Invite your friends. Conspiracy Trifecta asks, what do you want from a Friday remake? Great question. Great. Again, Conspiracy, you really throw these great questions out there. What do I want from a Friday remake? Well, first and foremost, I want a good Jason movie. This old bring back Pamela Voorhees and start over again, it's not going to work. In an ideal world, it might work, but it ain't going to work. When you think of Jason, when you think of Friday the 13th, we all think of the ice hockey mask. What do I want to see? I want to see Jason, but I don't want to see a duplicate of the 2009 movie. I don't want to see 2009 done again. So take what 2009 did and maybe embellish a little bit more on the character of Jason and where he came from. Don't go all the way back to Pamela. Maybe at the beginning, like 2009 did. Go back to the beginning of 2009. We see a flashback with Pamela, and then we come forward to Jason in present day. Or in present day. So maybe Pamela this time dies in 1989. I want to see elements of 2009 in a Friday the 13th remake. I think some people have high expectations to see this big thriller, this very, I say big thriller, low budget thriller. It's just not going to happen. And if that did happen with a very, very low budget thriller, I think it would be a flop. I don't think we would have the return of Jason Voorhees that we all want to see. And with the legal battles going on at the moment between I always forget the guys, Cunningham and Victor Miller. That's it. Sean Cunningham and Victor Miller. But with all the shit that's going down between those two, it's going to take a long time. But what do I want to see? Yeah, I want to see elements of a Friday the 13th, 2009 remake, mixed with a little bit more mystery and maybe a little bit more darkness, but not too much. And definitely, I do not want to see Pamela Voorhees as the main antagonist. That just won't fly. With today's audiences, that will not fly. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I'd like it to be half Pamela, half Jason. Is that half Jason? Yeah. And it can really play on the relationship between them both as it traditions to Jason. Yeah. Well, if that happens, I really hope it's successful. I really do. So yeah, I like it. Conspiracy says I'd like it to be half Pamela and have Jason, unless you mean half Jason, like half and half. And it can really play on the relationship between them both as it traditions to Jason. Oh, so Pamela begins as the killer. Yeah, is that what you're saying, Conspiracy? Pamela begins the killer. So we have like parts 1 and 2 together. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Like blend part 1 and part 2 together. I believe that's what they tried to do with the 2009 remake. I think they tried to blend 1, 2, 3, and 4, the final chapter, together. I didn't mind the 2009 remake. I really didn't. But it could have been better. Conspiracy says, what do you think about Freddy vs. Jason? It's a fun movie. It's fun. It's fun. I've got nothing against it. If I'm going to watch, put it this way, if I'm going to watch a Friday the 13th marathon, and I mean marathon, it would begin with 1 and end with part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. If I was to watch a Freddy marathon, I would have to include Freddy versus Jason. I would have to. Not necessarily in a Friday marathon, but in a Freddy marathon, ending with what was it? Freddy's. I will get it. It's so atrocious. The Final Nightmare. Yeah, The Final Nightmare. Whoa, what a terrible movie. I couldn't leave it with that. I could end Friday the 13th, a marathon of Friday the 13th, with Jason 8. Even though I don't like Jason 8 that much, I could end it that way. With Freddy, I couldn't end a Freddy marathon with Freddy's dead. I was thinking of The Final Friday. Yeah, Freddy's dead. I could not, in good conscience, end a Freddy marathon with that particular movie. I would have to move on to Freddy versus Jason. And going back to what do I think of it, it's not supposed to be this. Freddy versus Jason is just a fun popcorn movie. There are some films you can just sling on. You can put it on your Blu-ray, your DVD, whatever, and you can just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, that's one of those movies. It's a Friday night. You got nothing else to do. As tragic as that sounds, it's true for a lot of us these days. But you can with Freddy versus Jason. You can just throw it on. Now, when it comes to films like The Exorcist and The Shining, me personally, I can't do that. But Freddy versus Jason, yeah, it's just a cool, fun movie. What do we have? We have Kyle Riles. Haven't seen you for a while. Kyle Riles, thank you for coming back. What's your thoughts on a Halloween film set inside London? Do you like with Michael Myers? Halloween film set inside London. If you mean with Kyle, if you mean Michael Myers, I'm not. I would have to say no. I can't find any reason for Michael Myers to find his way to London. That's a great question. David Harvey says, what's been the movie that's completely made you shit scared? Probably The Exorcist. I was saying in one of my last live videos. I saw that movie when I was 17 years old. I am 40 now, and I haven't rewatched it. I watched The Exorcist when I was 17 and had to follow it up with at least 10 episodes of The Simpsons to get to sleep that fucking night. It freaked me out that much. I have it on DVD. I have the uncut version, the director's version with the ant lady coming down the stairs. But it's got to be The Exorcist. That really did put me on the edge. Yeah. So yeah, David, that's the one. Conspiracy Trifecta says, do you like the idea of a sequel with Ash? No, not at all. No. I'm not a big fan of the Evil Dead movies anyway. So to put Ash with Jason and Michael, no, that would not be for me. David White is in the room. Hey, David White, what's up? Yep, what's up? David White says, "Don't get David White." Yeah, I don't get stoned and watch Freddy versus Jason. What, like the guy in the movie did? Yeah, I know. Conspiracy Trifecta says that would be unnecessary. Like, get stoned. Yeah. Conspiracy Trifecta says, unless you mean H3 style anthology. I must have been something I said. An anthology. I'm not one of these Halloween fans that's up for an anthology series. I'm not. I want them to end it with Halloween Ends, whenever the hell they're going to be able to film that. God knows. But wait 7-10 years and then start all over again. Don't carry on with the trilogy. Don't carry on with the 3-part trilogy that we're on right now. David Harvey says, yep, same. I'm 48, 8 years older than I am. Watched it when I was 13. Yeah. The Exorcist. Yeah, I know, man. I know. It is creepy. It's fucking disturbing. Kyle Rouse says, say they reboot Halloween again and have Michael instead be born in London this time. No. I mean, they could do it, but let's face it, they never will, and it doesn't have to be done. Midwestern town, not Rob Zombie's kind of, although I don't mind Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween, but not, there's just no reason for them to do that. And it's never going to happen. But they did send Jason to hell and space. So who knows? Conspiracy, no Halloween movie in London. Yeah, they're never going to do that. David White says, how about they remake Elm Street, but Freddy's born on the moon? Don't give him ideas. Come on, David, don't give him ideas. A space epic. Yeah, it would be. Freddy's born on the moon. Don't give them ideas, David. They will do this shit. They will pull this shit, and we all know we're going to go and see it. Well, stream it, whatever. Yeah, LOL indeed. No, don't give them ideas, David, please. It's the kind of thing they would try and pull if they knew they could get away with it. The Conspiracy Trifecta. Do you like the Harry Potter movies or books? No, can't stand them. There you go, Conspiracy. No, not my cup of tea. Kyle Riles says, say Michael learns he has relatives living in England and feels the need to go there in order to end his bloodline. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, I still don't think they're going to do it. I wouldn't do it. But that's interesting. Send the idea to Jason Blum, and see what he thinks. But he could make his way here if Jason can get to the outer space and to hell. Then certainly Michael Myers can make his way to the UK to end the bloodline. Yeah, see, that brings back bad memories of the whole curse thing. But I don't mind Halloween 6. I'm just not a big fan of the whole Curse of Thorn. David White says, what do you think about Austin Butler playing Elvis and Tom Hanks playing Kurt? All right, okay. Let me start again. What do you think about Austin Butler playing Elvis and Tom Hanks playing Colonel Tom Parker in the upcoming movie? Well, first of all, David White, I want to say thank you for telling me that. I've heard about the movie. I think it's long overdue that Elvis got a good biopic. Long overdue. Not saying the Kurt Russell movie wasn't good, but this needs to be a 3-hour epic. Austin Butler playing Elvis. I'll have to Google Austin Butler. And Tom, because I've never heard of Austin Butler. And Tom Hanks, wow. Tom Hanks is playing Colonel Parker, the Colonel. Well, I've heard of Tom Hanks, but well, put it this way, David. If Tom Hanks is associated with the movie, it can only mean good things. So to answer your question, I am up for it. I don't know who Austin Butler is, but I am up for a movie where an Elvis biopic with Tom Hanks involved. Long overdue, long overdue. A good Elvis biopic is long overdue. Kyle Riles asks, in your opinion, what is Will Ferrell funny? Will Ferrell, his funniest role. Will Ferrell, is that the guy in Step Brothers? I think it is. I think Will Ferrell was in Step Brothers. I would have to say that. If Will Ferrell is the guy I'm thinking of, then yeah, I would have to say Step Brothers. Yeah. Funny movie. David White says, I like that it's the first movie about Elvis that will be about his whole life. Couldn't agree more, David White. Couldn't agree more. This is what we need. This is what Elvis fans have been praying for. We need this. A big, long biopic, 3 hours long, 3 hours and 20 minutes. I don't care. I'll sit and watch the whole thing. This is what we need. I couldn't agree more. David Harvey, how many? Oh, okay. David Harvey says, how many times have you watched Halloween? 1978? Off the top of my head, I would say probably over 50 times. But I am going back like to when I was like 5, 6 years old. So probably over 50 times at least I've seen the original 1978 classic that is Halloween. David White says Tom Hanks has George Costanza hair right now for the role. Well, that sounds good. Since they're currently filming George Costanza hair, like the Jason Alexander Yeah. Well, that sounds cool. Kyle Ryle says, I would say that, like Step Brothers, yeah? Or Elf. Elf, I've never seen. I've never seen Elf. I've seen lots and lots of trailers and bits and bobs, but I've never seen Elf all the way through. David White says, I believe the movie is based on the books Last Train to Memphis and Careless Love. I haven't read the books. But like I said, this is what Elvis fans have been praying for. We need a good, long, 3 hour and 20-minute movie to really delve deep into the Elvis story, all the way back to when he was a kid, right up to when he died. Sadly died, I should say. Conspiracy trifecta. There was one with Kurt Russell. There was, yeah. David Harvey says, "Wow, is that the Kurt Russell movie?" Yeah, I've seen it. It's okay. It's not bad. And there is something. There is something when you look at Kurt Russell, especially a young Kurt Russell, even mid-80s Kurt Russell, like Tango and Cash, or that was more like late 80s. There's something. He's not a spitting image of Elvis, but there's something about Kurt Russell that resembles Elvis. Pardon me. Yeah, there is something there. And it's funny. Something you may or may not know, guys. Let's just make sure no one said it yet. No, no one has. So I'm going to share this with you just in case you don't know. Kurt Russell was in an Elvis movie. Was it the one that was called something about World Fair? It all started at the World Fair? Something like that. Kurt Russell was probably 7, 8 years old when he was in that movie. Well, I say in that movie. He was an extra. So Kurt Russell, who became Elvis, it happened at the World's Fair. Thank you, David White. It happened at the World's Fair. Yeah. Was just about to, yeah, David White says was just about to say this. Yeah. Kurt Russell was in an Elvis movie as a kid, as an extra. David White says the Kurt Russell one ended in 1969. So yeah, they need to go. They need to get to 77. Didn't even have the Aloha special, the biggest thing Elvis ever did. Yeah. Also, most stuff in that one was made up. Well, I'll take your word for that, David White, because I haven't seen it in 20 years. David White says Elvis was 27 while making that movie. Then when Kurt played Elvis, he was 27. Wow. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. That makes it even more weird, but in a good way. It happened at the World's Fair. Yeah. 27 and 27. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy coincidences happen. Not just in movies, in life, but that is, yeah. Now, I can't wait for this new Elvis movie. David White says, what would? All right, okay. Conspiracy Trifecta, that would be a core title for the movie. Conspiracy Trifecta, Last Train to, excuse me, guys. Last Train to Memphis. I'll be fine with Last Train to Memphis. I've never read the book, but I'll be fine for that. I'll be fine with that, I should say. As the movie title. David Harvey says, off topic, what's your thoughts on all of the police academies? That's a great question, David Harvey. I love them. I absolutely adore the Police Academy movies. Apart from number 7, when is it 7 Mission to Moscow? That was weak, in my opinion, very weak. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the thing is with Police Academy is I went back probably about in between 8-10 years ago, and I purchased all 7 on DVD, and I was dreading rewatching these movies because I hadn't seen a Police Academy movie in so long, and I was thinking to myself, please don't be dated, don't be dated, don't be dated. And I put the first one on from 1984, yeah, and I was laughing, not quite as much as I was when I was a kid watching Police Academy. Because when you're a kid watching Police Academy, you're watching a grown-up comedy, aren't we? But I was relieved. I had the DVD. I had Police Academy 1 in my hand, the DVD, and I was thinking, what am I going to think of this after all this time? I laughed my guts out. And 2, I love. 3, brilliant. 4, Steve Guttenberg left after, what was it, 4? He weren't in 5. But I love 5. I like 6 without Steve. So yeah, I really love the Steve Guttenberg. I really love the Police Academy movies, and it was sad to hear of Hooks. I cannot remember the lady's real name, but she passed away last week. I think it was the lady who played Hooks. But yeah, I love the Police Academy movies. Okay, what do we have? Conspiracy Trifecta says, I mean eerie title. Oh, you mean Last Train to Memphis? Yeah. David White says, it will probably be a song title like the movies Bohemian Rhapsody, could be, for Queen, and Rocket Man for Elton John, since those movies were very successful films. They could do that. If I were to pick an Elvis song to be the title of an Elvis movie, I would need time to think about that. First one that comes to mind is Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, and that's not an original Elvis song, I know that. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain? Probably that's the first one that came into my head. An Elvis song. It will be, yeah. I actually agree now. It will be an Elvis song. That will be the title of the movie. It's Now or Never. There's quite a few to pick from. I would have to think about that a little bit more. But yeah, I agree. It probably will be the title of one of these many hits. Hope Conspiracy Trifecta says, hopefully not Hound Dog. Hopefully not. Conspiracy maybe Burning Love. Personally, I wouldn't pick Burning Love, but it's an idea. David White says Suspicious Minds. Maybe. I don't think they go that way. I wish I had several of the Elvis CDs I own with me, and I could go through and look. I could probably come up with one where they could go with that. Now it's Now or Never. Probably too cliche. Mystery Train. They may want to pick one. If they pick a song that's an Elvis song, obviously, or Elvis remade it, they may want to pick a song that's not overly known, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's not it's now or never. It's not Heartbreak Hotel. It's not Hound Dog. It's not Suspicious Minds. It's not Burning Love. Burning Love. It might be something that's a little less known. What about Kentucky Rain? Would that make any sense? David Harvey says, have you ever watched any of the Buffy series? Any of the Buffy series? Only bits and bobs. I saw the original movie with Donald Sutherland, I think, was in the original Buffy movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I loved that when I was young. I haven't seen it in years. But a TV series, no, just little bits here and there. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I think burning love is the core phrase. Yeah, it's a core phrase. I don't think they'll pick that for the movie. I stand to be corrected. But I don't know. If they're going to go with an Elvis song or a song Elvis performed, I don't think it's going to be. I don't. What I would do is pick an Elvis song that's not maybe known by the millions and millions of Elvis fans all over the world. I would probably pick a title that's a little bit less on the nose. David White says, If I Can Dream. That's the song that got me into Elvis Presley. That's the song that made me an Elvis fan. And I'm 40 now, so I would have been probably about 18, 19. And when I heard If I Can Dream, I was instantly an Elvis fan and wanted to hear everything the guy ever did. David White says, I'm calling it now. Now, unless that's an Elvis song I've never heard of, you're calling, say, If I Can Dream. Do you know what? It could be. It could be. I mean, even though If I Can Dream is a massive Elvis hit, it's not the first, it's not a go-to. I mean, like I say, it's the song that got me into Elvis, but it's not, yeah, it could be. It could be If I Can Dream. It could be. David White says that was a great performance. Oh, what with the red neon and yeah, part of the '68 comeback, and he also did that. If I Can Dream with the audience, did he not? In the black leather. I mean, that was the song that ended the show, and the Colonel hated it, hated the idea. It must end with a Christmas song. Conspiracy Trifecta says Tiger Man. Something along, yeah, well, yeah, not necessarily that one, but something along those lines. But David White's got a good point. If I Can Dream is a good one. That's a good one. David White says, yeah, it was in memorial of MLK. I'm going to be a dumb Elvis fan here, David. Remind me, MLK? I should know it straight away like that. MLK? Remind me, David White. I bet the font on the poster will be that red neon font. Probably, it could be. It could be. Martin Luther King. Yeah, see, I should have known. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah. But, yeah. Actually, to go back to that point of the font on the poster, the movie poster, I wouldn't go on the nose that much with it being the red neon font. I think that's taken it a bit too far, because even if you're not an Elvis fan, most people have seen that video. Even before I was an Elvis fan, I saw that video. I don't think I would be that boom on the nose with that. I might I might pick something a little less on the nose when it comes to the font of the movie. I think that particular red neon would be too on the nose for me. Excuse me, guys. I'm still here. Just gotta delete some nonsense that we all know that comes in when you try and do these live shows. And it's gone for now. The conspiracy trifecta says it should be thank you very much. Imagine if it was. I mean, they could do that. I don't think it's a good idea, but thank you very much. Yeah, imagine if it was. Conspiracy trifecta says Dave McRae is an Elvis fan. Yeah, I know, big Elvis fan. His dad was a massive Elvis fan. I think that's Dave McRae. I think there was something with McRae's dad. He had this recording of a guy pretending to be Elvis, but told everybody eventually, or that actually I'm not Elvis. Something like that. Something with McRae's dad had a recording of this guy that sounded so much like Elvis, and not just with the singing, the talking, and not the traditional. He sounded like Elvis Presley, and something with you would have to ask Dave about this, because I can't. It's been a long time since Dave told that story. But yeah, McRae's dad had a recording of a guy that sounded just like Elvis, and it fooled people for a long time. What do we have? David White says, I think If I Can Dream is a marketable title. It is. It is, without a doubt. And it's not too on the nose either. Conspiracy Trifecta says that was a live broadcast. You mean with McRae's dad and McRae's dad, the fan, the Elvis fan who sounded like Elvis? I think that's what you mean. Conspiracy says, all this Elvis chat is making me look forward to the movie. Yeah, well, I can't wait. I've been waiting for this for a long time. There's a lot of us that have been waiting for this particular movie longer than me, a lot longer than me. Cannot wait. I just hope it's at least 3 hours. David White, I'll be there in the theater on opening night. Well, hopefully by then the theaters will be open and we can all go back to normal. Otherwise, you're going to be streaming it. The conspiracy trifecta, it might be his phrase, taking care of business. That's not bad. That's not bad, conspiracy. That's not bad. TCB, it could be. That's not bad. It's, again, I wouldn't pick that. I wouldn't pick taking care of business, but that it could be. Conspiracy says, yeah, I think it was because McRae's dad was involved in reporting and journalism. It was. No doubt about that one. Everyone is a YouTuber. Hi, everyone is a YouTuber. Welcome to the chat. The conspiracy trifecta says, what's your least favorite things about movies? My least favorite? Great question. Overselling maybe overselling a movie when it doesn't need it. Least favorite thing. I think to answer that properly, conspiracy, you're going to have to pick a genre. Like my least favorite thing about horror, my least favorite thing about comedy, my least favorite thing about action. I can't. It's a very loaded question. I can't pick what's my least favorite things about movies. Yeah, if you can embellish on that a bit, conspiracy, it's a great question, but you need to embellish just a little bit on that one. If you can, I really appreciate it. Everyone is a YouTuber. I'm just here to talk. Well, that's fine. We're here to talk about movies. Hopefully you're a movie fan, and we can get into movies. And David White says, when movies have bad sound mixing, and I have to play a DJ with the volume button, it's the worst. Okay, I'm going to take David White's one. Yeah. I mean, there's autocorrect or something like that we have on our TV. We can it works better with Blu-ray than it does with DVD. So when something really loud happens on screen, the volume goes down on its own. But so it kind of fixes that problem most of the time. But yeah, going back to your question, conspiracy, my least favorite thing about movies, like I said, I don't like the oversell when it's not needed. The over the top marketing when it's not needed. I mean, it costs these guys a fortune, and they know people are going to go and see their film, whatever it is, especially if it's a sequel to a film that's already very, very popular. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I don't like when big dumb action movies want to be 2-3 hours long. They really only have to be 90 minutes. I agree with that. An hour 45 tops. I agree with that. Yeah, maybe films that are too long when they don't have to be. Yep, that I would go along with that. But like I say, for me to really delve into your question, conspiracy, what's my least favorite thing about movies? It would be genre by genre. I find it very difficult to, yeah, I find it very difficult just to say, oh, this is what I don't like about movies. It would have to be a genre by genre thing. Conspiracy says Transformers is the worst when it comes to this. It doesn't surprise me. I've never watched a Transformer movie in my life, and that may have something to do with it. The running time. It's just too long. So unnecessary. David White says, or when the dialogue is too quiet because it's being drowned out by the music. Well, that, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I go along with that. That can happen. The Conspiracy Trifecta says Peter Jackson's King Kong is another one that was way too long. Yeah, I did try to watch King Kong, and it's just not for me. I wish it was. It's like the Avengers movies, and yeah, when it comes to superheroes, I'm kind of like the McRae, like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, the staples. But I go back to like 1989 Batman and the 70s Superman and 80s Superman and the 2002 Spider-Man. I'm not too keen on all this over the top, unnecessary. There we go. There's one of mine. I've got it. CGI. There it is. What do I hate about movies? What I'm getting overexcited. What do I hate about certain movies or movies? Over the top CGI. Got it. Yep, that's the one. Over the top, unnecessary, overused CGI. That's it. That's my number one. Right up there. That is my number one thing I hate about movies. Over the top, unnecessary CGI. I knew I'd think of something. Okay, what do we have? Conspiracy Trifecta says, and the Hobbit trilogy was begging to be 2 films instead of 3. The Hobbit, trilogy was. Well, it's all going to be about the money. If they can make 3 films, I haven't seen any of them, but if they can make 3 films, they're going to make 3 films rather than 2, because they get your butts in the seats. They make more money. Conspiracy Trifecta, I agree. If it can be done practical, it should. It should. CGI should only be used when it's impossible to use CGI. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Conspiracy. I meant impossible to do practical. Yeah, it should. It should. I totally agree. If you're making a Star Wars movie in this day and age, you need CGI. You need CGI. But you don't need CGI in most of the movies you see made. You don't need CGI in most of the movies that are made. But most movies that are made, somehow they find a way to put it in there. And it's not needed. David White says, I also don't like unnecessary forced romance in movies. Neither do I. You must, when you say that, David White, have you got movies in mind? That's the kind of thing. I've got a funny feeling you might have people, not people necessarily, not actors, but maybe you got a movie in mind that you really liked until they drilled home a romance angle where it just wasn't needed. David White, like 4 and Natalie Portman. Okay. 4, again, I haven't seen 4. And Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman's in 4? Wow, I didn't know. David White says, and the Hobbit love triangle. Shows you how educated I am on those movies, because I don't know if you're joking. David, I don't know if you're joking about the Hobbit love triangle or if you're serious. You're probably, I don't know. Well, we have 48 minutes on the clock. Want to take this to an hour and a half. What do we have? David White. David White says, no, it wasn't a good element to the movies. Didn't work at all. So there actually was a love triangle in the Hobbit movies. Was that Martin Freeman in the Hobbit movies? I think it was. Martin Freeman, the guy from the Office, the original Office here in the UK. I think he was in the Hobbit movies. I haven't seen him. United Republic, hi, welcome to the chat, United Republic. Welcome to the chat. Always good to have you here, buddy. Republic, I'm not sure if he's heard me. We have been going for nearly 50 minutes. We're going to be going for about an hour and a half. We're going to be going at least 90 minutes. We have some people in the room that we've never seen before, and they've suddenly disappeared. Hopefully they'll come back at some point. Or other movie fans will join the chat. But at the moment, Everything's good. And we're having a good old chat. Good old chinwag, as we say here in the UK. Good old chinwag. Welcome, United. Yeah, we are now 50 minutes in. Yeah, the title to this video is Halloween, Friday the 13th. So any questions about those or any queries, comments about Halloween or Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th, much welcomed. Love the way you guys are conversing, one another, saying hi, and it's great. I love to see that. And stuff, says United Republic. And stuff, yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, I do want to do a video like Let's Talk Music, but I got a funny feeling at the moment it'll still be more movie chat than anything else, which I'm happy with. I'm fine with that. We need to get, pardon me, we need to get our numbers up there to get chats about music and just music. But the way things are at the moment, it's great for me. As long as you enjoy the show, that's what's important. I'm enjoying it. United Republic. I wish we could go back to the old days of Halloween. What do you mean, like Halloween 78, 81, 88? I am aware I missed out Halloween 3. Halloween 3 is okay, but to me, it's not, well, it's not part of the franchise. So United Republic, when you say old days of Halloween, do you mean like the 78 original? The 81 remake? We're never going to go all the way back. They just can't do it. United Republic says, I just missed the feeling of H4. Well, funny you should say that, because Halloween 4, apart from the original Halloween, is my favorite Halloween movie. And sometimes I think on a personal level, Halloween 4 is my favorite Halloween movie. But then I think, no, it's 78. It's 78. It's got to be 78. The conspiracy trifecta says Halloween 2 is my favorite sequel. The 81, yeah. Yeah, it's a great sequel. Brilliant horror movie. I did say, funny you should say that, conspiracy. I did say on one of my videos a long time ago that Halloween 2018 is the far superior movie to Halloween 2. I take that back. What I was thinking of, I don't know. Halloween 2018, when it comes to a Halloween movie, it's not in the same league as the original sequel made in 1981. So when I said that Halloween 2018 is a better Halloween movie than the original sequel, I'm not sure what I was thinking of. I go back and forth on those kind of things. Okay, guys, we are 54 minutes in. If we have more people join, the chat, and I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not, you know, oh, you know, it's you. No, you guys are fantastic. United Republic, Conspiracy, David Wyatt, the other guys over here earlier on. Depending, I mean, if it gets to like an hour and a half, yeah, if it gets to like 90 minutes, and we have like 15 people in the chat, I'm not going anywhere. But we need to get our numbers up. David White says, you were hyped because you just saw it. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that's a good point, David. If you're talking about the one I did, the video me and my nephew did, talking about Halloween 2018. What was it? Two drunk guys talk about Halloween 2018. We had literally just come back from the movie from the movie theater, from the cinema, and yeah, we were very, very hyped about the movie. I can't talk for my nephew, but I was, and for a long time, until I realized, I'm like, well, no, I mean, maybe in 10 years, 10, 15 years, maybe more 10, hopefully, I will appreciate Halloween 2018 more as a Halloween movie, and it'd be more of my Halloween night. Because every Halloween night for the last God knows how many years, I've had a Halloween marathon. And for the last 2 years, 2018 has been there. But I haven't enjoyed it that much. Or was it just last year? No. Last 2 years, 2018 has been part of my marathon. I prefer H2O these days. I really do. Okay, what do we have? Okay, David White says, probably thought it was better than sliced bread. I won't go that far. No, if you're talking to me and Halloween 2018, no. I really enjoyed it, but I know what you mean. The hype, yeah. Conspiracy Trifecta says, we will get there eventually. We will. With your guys' help. But like I say, it's great the way it is. I love the way it is. I appreciate you guys being here. All the questions and the comments, and it's fantastic. Underground Outlaw Federation has joined the chat. Welcome, Underground. I thought that guy was your best friend. Oh, Underground, you're talking about two drunk guys watch Halloween, talk about Halloween 2018. No, that's my nephew. We do call each other brothers every now and then, because, well, quite a bit actually, because yeah, we're more like brothers than uncle and nephew. Our friendship is very strong. The Conspiracy Trifecta says, for some reason, these get hundreds of views afterwards. The New Year's Eve one is your second most viewed video. Yeah, I know, over 400. But thank you very much for the people that watch, after the fact. That's great. It would be nice if they were here for the live chat, but nothing. I'm not taking anything away from those guys. Conspiracy says, not insulting you. Thank you. Just saying they don't get so much live. Just saying they don't get so much live. No, they don't, and that's fine at the moment. No, I was surprised. I was shocked. The New Year's Eve one, yeah, over 400 views, and then after that, I thought, well, that's that wasn't my first live one though, was it? But it is my most successful after the fact live video, for over 400. Yeah, David White says, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. What do you mean, like me and my nephew, and the relationship being more like brothers than uncle and nephew? Is that what you mean, David? I think that's what you mean. I'm going to make sure tonight I don't run out of something to drink, because on my last video, I was coughing so much. I had a tickle in my throat to begin with, And then when I ran out of drink, I had this coughing fit, and it just carried on. And I'm surprised my last video got more than 20 views. I was constantly coughing at the end of it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not going to run out tonight. We are an hour in, and we're going to go at least an hour and 30 minutes, at least. And we got 4 people watching right now, and we have a thumbs up. Whoever that was, thank you very much. The conspiracy trifecta says we've got to promote we've got to promote you somehow. Now we suddenly have 4 thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate that. And conspiracy, we've got to promote you somehow. Well, if you can think of a way. I thought the live videos, the subscribers, I think we've got 252. It did go to 256. I think the subscribers went to 25 from that 252, 256 for the guys that just want to come in and talk shit. But no, I really appreciate all the thumbs up, and I appreciate that trifecta. We've got to promote you somehow. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's cool the way it is, but we'll get there. Just a waiting game. Just a waiting game. I do want to do, I know I've said this quite a bit, but I do want to do live watch along videos. I do have 2 watch along videos on my channel. It's Halloween 2 from 81 and Friday the 13th 2 from 81. So when I do a live watch along, it won't be either of those movies yet. But if you think there's something you would tune into, a live watch along with maybe a Halloween movie or Friday the 13th or a Freddy or a Chucky horror to begin with, then let me know, and I'll think about it, and then we'll do a live watch along video. Underground Outlaw Federation, what's your favorite wing sauce? I actually don't have one. Underground, I actually don't have a favorite wing sauce. Oh, we have Mimi. Sorry if I get this name wrong. Mimi Filipina in HK. Hello. Hello, Mimi. Mimi. Welcome to the chat, Mimi. You are more than welcome to be here. Thank you for showing up. And Mimi, thumbs up. Thumbs up. There it is. Thank you for being here, Mimi. Much appreciated. Yeah, so if that's something you guys are interested in, Mimi says second time here. I know. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if that's something you guys are interested in, like a watch along video with a movie, then let me know. Probably best to let me know in the comments section rather than, you can here, we can talk about it in the live chat, but probably best because then you can think about what kind of movie we want to watch. Like I say, I want to start with a horror movie, and then in the comment section down below, you can go into depth for maybe a little bit more if you want to about what movie we're going to watch. Underground Outlaw Federation, do you still have the MAGA hat? That wasn't a political gift. It's around. I would never. I'm never going to throw it away. It was a gift. It It was just a very cute gift. I'm never going to throw it away. That being said, I do have an Alice Cooper hat on the way. Love Alice Cooper. I do have an Alice Cooper cap coming on the way. I'll be wearing that soon in the upcoming videos. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I'll be here for it. What, the live watch along? I will try and schedule those conspiracy so you know when they're coming. However, when I did that last time, I think it was this time last week, I couldn't click into my my own video, my own scheduled video. Maybe you have to wait a couple of minutes, because then after making a video that lasted about 13 minutes, I went back to the scheduled one and I went straight in. Mimi says, oh, I love romantic and action movies. Well, that's great, Mimi. Romantic and action movies. Nothing wrong with a little bit of rom-com. I love quite a few Hugh Grant movies. Bridget Jones' Diary, the first one. The second one was okay. Romantic and action. Romantic 9 Months. I love 9 Months with Hugh Grant. Action. I love action. Well, some action, not all of it. Die Hard, obviously. Tango and Cash. Action. Rambo, the Rambo movies. Underground Outlaw Federation, Some Cool Gifts. You seen that? You seen the video? Well, I appreciate you watching it. Thank you. David White says, who was the Hi Guys video directed to? Yeah, that was family. That was a yeah, that was family. Underground Outlaw Federation. Maybe you can reach out to McRae for tips. I think McRae's probably got his hands full with Tony, to be honest. Mimi, oh, the Rambo. Yeah, the Rambo movies. I'm a big Sylvester Stallone fan, and a lot of these movies are action movies, so yeah. There's quite a few action movies. I always say I'm a horror guy, but I love comedy just as much. Yeah, Underground Outlaw, rolling on the floor, laughing, is it? David White, Tony actually used to do videos. I know, David. I know he did. And then he got free. I think David, yeah. I think Tony Michael got sick of trolls or something or other. What Tony Michael got wrong is a mistake I know I would never make. Is when he was on his one of his spectacular photo shoots on a beach somewhere that looked very luxurious. Somehow he managed to plant in a segment where he held up the vinyl of Halloween 4, the Halloween 4 soundtrack album on vinyl. And I'm paraphrasing here, but I think Tony said, I guarantee you guys this vinyl of Halloween 4 is worth more than all of your Halloween merchandise put together. When I heard that, I was like, no wonder you get trolled, you dick. And then when I heard he was reaching out to Dave McRae, I never once thought that Dave would have him as a co-host. And when he did, I'm like, oh, Jesus. Nothing against Tony, but geez, what a thing to come out with. This is worth more than all of your Halloween merchandise put together. How does he know? How does he know what Halloween merchandise we have? What a thing to come out with. David White said he was a Halloween 4 expert. Yeah. Halloween 4 expert. I think it's got something to do with he lives a couple of miles down the road where Halloween 6 was filmed. Not Halloween 6, sorry, Friday the 13th Part 6. He lives a couple of miles down the road from where that movie was filmed. So he may think of himself as an expert on Halloween 6 and Halloween 4, like you say, but I've got nothing against Tony Michael. It's just, I wish McRae had picked a different co-host. Mimi puts the YouTube logo next to her name. I'm not sure what that means, Mimi, but you could have put a lot worse. So thank you. Yeah, said he was a Halloween 4 expert. Can't sound too surprised by that. Mimi says it means stay home. Oh, stay home. Yeah, stay home. Like because of COVID and all that business. Yeah. David White says, I imagine a vinyl to an 80s slasher sequel isn't worth much. Do you know what? I wish I could agree with that. It probably isn't worth it. I don't know where he got it from, but it might have been some kind of deluxe edition or something. I'm not sure. But there are some 80s vinyl soundtracks that are worth a bit of money. I think The Wraith with Charlie Sheen, I think that vinyl is worth quite a bit of money if you can find it. I think the CD of The Wraith is worth quite a bit of money if you can find it. Depends where in the world you live, I guess. Yeah, and the original Fright Night, the Fright Night vinyl, I think is worth quite a bit of money if you can get your hands on it. Mimi says, meaning staying on your live or channel, we called it home. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Mimi. I didn't know. I thought you meant stay home, like as in COVID. Oh no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, Mimi. I really appreciate that. Thank you. David White says, definitely not more than McRae collection. Yeah, no way. Yeah. Underground Outlaw Federation also depends on how you measure value. Well, I think Tony was probably just talking about money. Dollars, pounds, whatever. Underground Outlaw Federation, some things can have sentimental value. Well, yeah, I mean, if that's what Tony Michael meant when he was talking about his Halloween 4 vinyl soundtrack, but he didn't make that clear. But yeah, I totally agree with that, Underground. That they can have sentimental value, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, to an extent. I don't think that's what Tony was talking about. I think he was talking. I truly believe he was talking about money. And then he wondered why he got trolled. The conspiracy trifecta says there's 1 billion hours of content uploaded each hour to YouTube, and I've chosen you. Well, thank you, conspiracy. I mean, I, I, I can't be more appreciative. I really, it's fantastic. And like you say, yeah, billions of hours, billions. Yeah, it's, thank you, man. Thank you. Mimi, so if we stay on someone's live and we've nothing to say, we can let them know we're here by that stay home. Well, now I know what it means. Yeah, I guess. But I'd rather you say something about a movie you like, or a movie you don't like, or a song you like, or a song you don't like, or, yeah. I mean, you could. Mimi says, just listening to having coffee. Oh, so you're listening to this while having a coffee? Well, that's fine. Mimi, I appreciate you being here. David White says, "There's Always Me" could also be the title for the Elvis movie. See, that's what I mean. It's not on the nose. It's "There's Always Me." Could be. I wouldn't rule it out, but I wouldn't rule it in. It's 50-50. No, if I would say 50-50, I wouldn't. It's a cool idea, but I got a funny feeling if I can dream, it's got more chance. But yeah, and if I could dream is probably a good way to go. Conspiracy Trifecta says that was the Elvis song from the Apple commercial. Was it? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Maybe it wasn't aired here in the UK. There's Always Me. Yeah. You never know. You never know. Okay, we are 1 hour and 17 minutes in. Like I said, we're going to go to at least an hour and 30 minutes. At least. Thanks again for tuning in. And thanks again, you guys watching after the fact. Feel free to join in with a chat, a live chat. Conspiracy Trifecta, walk a mile in my shoes. Not bad, not bad. That's the kind of that's the kind of lines I'm on when it comes to the title of the Elvis movie. Yeah, more than like the one I suggested with "It's Now or Never." Pardon me. Yeah, walk a mile in my shoes. No, yeah, something like that. And like David White says, "There's always me." It's Now or Never. Heartbreak Hotel. Too on the nose. The Conspiracy Trifecta asks, what should an Elm Street movie be like? Well, not like was it 2010 remake? Anything but that. I don't think Robert should be Freddy. I think they should go with an unknown. I think it should be creepy. I think with this one, they could go back to the roots a little bit more. With Friday the 13th, they can't have Pamela Voorhees as a killer. I'm sorry, they just can't. I mean, they can give it a go, but I don't think they're going to go very far. But yeah, 2010. Thank you, Conspiracy. Yeah, anything but that. That to me, well, it put me asleep. It literally put me to sleep, and I had to wake up and watch the rest of the movie. It's got to be creepy. David White says Rob Zombie should direct. What, a Nightmare on Elm Street movie? Oh, not in my opinion. I can't agree with that one. Rob Zombie's Rob Zombie, and I've got nothing against Rob, but I don't think Nightmare is the way for him to go. I want it to be creepy. They could go back to the creepy roots of the 1984 original, bring it up to date, but don't do what 2010 did and be avant-garde just for the purpose of being avant-garde. Don't do that. David White, I'm kidding. Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say Rob Zombie and Elm Street. Yeah, 2010 didn't do anything for me, but I do like the idea of a different guy playing somebody else playing Freddy. Maybe Dave. He's got the laugh, and we all know about Dylan's new Nightmare, if it ever gets filmed. Conspiracy Trifecta says it did give you a good nap. Yeah, it did. It's 2010 Nightmare. Yeah, I've got it on Blu-ray. I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to really, really like it. It's one of those movies. I might go back again and watch it and think, oh yeah, you know what? I quite like that, but I doubt it. Something missing. There was something that another YouTuber said about the 2010 Nightmare that rang true. I'm not sure if it was McCrae. It could have been. Could have been. But I think maybe a lot of YouTubers have said this. With the original Nightmare, maybe with the exception of Tina, no one knew, apart from the parents. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The teenagers that became victims of Freddy were normal, regular, 1980s, all-American teenagers. With the 2010 remake, I think, if I remember rightly, everybody knew about this Freddy guy. Doesn't the movie open up in a diner? Or is it, maybe that could be a dream sequence? I'm not sure. I can't remember. And everybody knows about Freddy at the beginning, so everybody's already a little bit fucked up about Freddy. They don't want to do that. Go back to 1984, and it's like Freddy's new, and only the parents know, and so yeah, that's what I would do. I don't do what 2010 did with them being already screwed in the head, knowing about Freddy. Conspiracy Trifecta says Superman Returns is another one that was too long. Well, yep, it must have been, because I went to see Superman Returns in the cinema with friends, and I had a friend who literally fell asleep in that movie. He really did. I nearly did, but I don't like Superman Returns anyway. The whole idea of, I know Superman 3 and 4 are not beloved like 1 and 2. I know that. But the thing is, with what they did with Superman Returns, I think, yeah, it was a retcon job, wasn't it? They forgot 3 and 4 existed, and they carried on from the end of number 2 with Chris Reeves. Yeah, I didn't like that. But again, the film itself was just, in my opinion, weak. But David Wyatt says, I liked LOL. David, are you serious? Are you are you a big fan of Superman Returns? David Wyatt? Or are you just kidding? You got LOL. I assume you're kidding. David White says, yeah, I think so. He was my favorite Superman. He was my favorite Superman. What, Christopher Reeves? Was it Reeve? Yeah, Christopher Reeves. Yeah. Christopher Reeve will always be my favorite Superman. Yeah, always. You got the guy who played him in the 50s TV show was George Reeve, and then you got Christopher Reeves. But I do get that mixed up. It could be Christopher Reeve and George Reeves. I get that mixed up. I shouldn't, but I do. It could be, I think, Christopher Reeve. Yeah, I think it's George Reeve. Yeah, George Reeve, no S at the end, and Christopher Reeves with an S at the end. I think I've got that the right way around, finally. What do we have? David White, knowing Superman Returns. Oh, the guy in Superman Returns is your favorite Superman. Well, that's cool. Can't think of his name. Can't think of the guy's name. The name Brandon keeps on coming into my head. Was it something? Was it Brandon something? Judy Watkins, thank you for joining the chat, Judy. Do you own a mask? Do I own a mask? You probably, what do you mean, like a COVID mask? Yeah, when we get on a bus or something. Yeah, I do. It's the bottom half of a Jason Voorhees mask. I do actually own a mask that I rewash and put it back on. So yeah, Judy, I do own a mask, but I do have. If you're talking about just masks in general, I have a Jason Voorhees one. I have a Michael Myers one, but that's very old and it doesn't look that great anymore. But thanks for the question, Judy. I appreciate it. David White says, the way they just flew around emotionless and lifted up stuff really hit home with me. Okay, well, everyone to their own, David. Everyone to their own. The conspiracy trifecta says, yeah, that's true. All the big action moments were him just picking large things up. It shows how much attention I paid to that movie because thank you, conspiracy. Brandon Ruff or Ralph? Brandon Ruff. I thought it was Brandon something. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that movie. But I hate the Man of Steel too. Hate probably is too strong a word. Actually, I haven't seen Man of Steel all the way through. I gave up after about 40 minutes. Okay. Judy Watkins says, mine is Justice League and Dawn of Justice Superman. Yep. Mine is Justice League and Dawn of Justice Superman. I'm not a big Justice League fan, to be honest. Superhero movies, I was saying earlier on, I kind of, it starts and stops with me when it comes to Batman with Michael Keaton, then maybe Val Kilmer, not George Clooney. With Superman, it's the Christopher Reeve films, Christopher Reeve films, 1 through 4, especially 1 and 2, obviously. Spider-Man, Spider-Man is the Tobey Maguire trilogy for me. Maybe one day. I do have the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 on DVD, but I haven't got around to watching them yet. And I bought them probably about 4 years ago. Still haven't got around to watching them. Maybe I'll enjoy the Amazing Spider-Man movies. David White, I'm kidding, by the way. What about the Superman? Okay. David White says, I will say Superman Returns had the best Superman outfit. See, again, David, I know where you're coming from, but it doesn't, for me, it doesn't compare with the original Christopher Reeve one. I much prefer the look of the Christopher Reeve. I don't know why I keep doing it. Probably because, you know, the tearing open of the shirt and the tie, and I prefer, yeah, it looks okay. It certainly looks better than Man of Steel. It couldn't look any worse than Man of Steel. But yeah, I do prefer the original Chris Reeve one. Excuse me. Conspiracy Trifecta says, another thing I don't like about movies is one-dimensional villains, especially bad in Marvel, where the big bad villain just wants to rule the world. Well, I can't compare Marvel and DC. I'm not informed enough on all that. So, Conspiracy, you don't like when there's this one big one-dimensional villain. See, I mean, again, I'll have to go back to Batman. I mean, I know Batman is DC, yeah. I remember when I was a kid, none of this meant anything. If you like, I don't remember this big Marvel DC argument going on when I was a kid. But in Batman, with the Michael Keaton films and the Val Kilmer movie, I can't include the George Clooney film because that was just terrible. But I mean, Batman, you had the best Joker of all time, in my humble opinion, Jack Nicholson. Then you had Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, Danny DeVito's Penguin, Batman Forever. We had Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face and Jim Carrey as the Riddler. So we got these different villains all the time, which I much prefer than Lex Luthor again and again and again. I know Superman 3 had a different villain, but Superman 1, 2, and 4, it was Lex Luthor trying to basically take over the world and kill. Yeah, basically. I like the different villains in the Batman movies. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we are just over an hour and a half, 1 hour and 32 minutes. David White says, another bad thing with villains is our friend who looks and sounds like a villain actually is the villain cliche. All you can do is shake your head that you're seeing this tired plot point again. Well, like I say, my opinion on all that is very misinformed. I'm not a big superhero fan. I like the staples and the original movies from the 80s and the 90s. Yeah. I mean, I know the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman movie was not the original Batman movie. It was Adam West, but have you seen it? Although, when I was a kid, a very young kid, I used to love the Adam West Batman movie and the Adam West TV series Batman when I was very young. Conspiracy Trifecta says, that's not even just in superhero movies, it's in all types. What, like the one-dimensional? Yep, it can be. It can be. All right, guys, I think we're going to end the stream right now. I really appreciate you guys being here, joining in the chat. Great questions, great comments. You guys that popped up and then popped away again, come back. We're talk. Great stream, guys. I've really enjoyed it. You've made it, not me. It's your show. It's not my show. And yep, Conspiracy says, see you later, man. I will. I will be doing another live video very soon. Probably not tomorrow. Yeah, David White, have a good one, pal. You too, and spread the word. If you got fans of, if you got friends, I should say, who are into movies and movie chat, then let's build up the community. But as for now, I'm going to be signing out. Thanks very much for watching Movie Chat and More, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.